Welcome dear students. Welcome back to physics class. I hope you are all safe in this lockdown period. Anyhow, take care. Okay. So last class we had discussed how to estimate the fundamental quantities. So the three important fundamental quantities are length, mass, time. So how to estimate the large distance and how to estimate the small distance. Similarly, how to estimate the mass, that is larger mass, how to estimate the smaller mass, and how to estimate the time accuracy. So these are the three important fundamental quantities which we are going to discuss. So last class we had discussed how to estimate the larger distance. In that there are three methods we use. One is laser method, the second one is laser pulse method, third one is the radio echo, laser pulse, and then parallax method. But the laser pulse method and the radio echo method you will be studying in your higher classes. Only the parallax method. What is the parallax method? How parallax method is used to determine the larger distance. That is the distance between the two planets, or distance between the planet to the sun, or distance between the planet to another one star. Similarly, we can measure any distance. So what are the parallax methods? What is the basis? What is the parallaxic angle? That also we have discussed. And once again, the important thing which we will revise again, how to estimate the values of 1 degree, 1 degree, 1 minute, and 1 arc second. Okay. First, 1 degree value. We know for one full circle, the total angle is 360 degree. That is equal to 2 pi radian of. Similarly, the 360 degree we can write it as 360 into 1 degree. Therefore, 1 degree is equal to 2 pi by 360 radian. Okay. So after the simplifications, we will get the value. The value of 1 degree is, already we have determined, it is 1.745 into 10 to the power minus 2 radian. This is the value of 1 degree. Similarly, how to estimate the value of 1 minute? We know 1 degree value is 1.745 into 10 to the power minus 2 radian. This 1 degree is equal to 60 minutes. So this further we can change into 60 into 1 minute, which is equal to this value. Therefore, 1 minute is equal to 1.745 into 10 to the power minus 2 radian divided by 60. Then 1 minute value is equal to 2.845. The value is 2.91. 2.91 into 10 to the power minus 2 radian. This is the value of 1 arc minute. Okay. But 1 arc minute is equal to 60 arc second. What is the value? 1 arc minute is 2.91 into 10 to the power minus 2 radian. So this we can further split and write it as 60 into 1 arc second is equal to 2.91 into 10 to the power minus 4. Already one minus 2 is added, so it become minus 4. Minus 4. Therefore, 1 arc second is equal to 2.91 by 60 into 10 to the power minus 4 radian. After the simplification, the answer is 4.854 into 10 to the power minus 6 radian. So this is the value of 1 arc second. Okay. So 1 degree, and this is 1 arc minute. This is 1 arc second. Okay. So last class this section alone splitted. Anyhow, once again I repeated. Okay. Now we are going to discuss how to estimate very small distances. Till last classes we have discussed how to estimate the larger distance, but now smaller dimension. How to estimate the smaller dimension. To measure such smaller dimensions, we cannot use a vernier caliper or a screw gauge. Even a spirometer also we are unable to use. So we need to use a special methods. To measure the small dimension, we are unable to use vernier caliper as well as a screw gauge. So we need to use, suppose if you want to measure the dimensions which is very smaller, which is less than 10 to the power minus 5 meter, we'll have to choose a special instrument. So optical microscope also we can try, but there is a drawback in the optical microscope. The optical microscope also has some resolution. The optical microscope is used to enlarge the microorganisms such as algae, fungi, bacteria, but not virus, some bacteria like single cell organisms. So that's what it is called microscope, because it has a greater accuracy up to 10 to the power minus 6 meter. We can say it is a micrometer. It is a micrometer. If you want to measure such a small dimension, we can use optical microscope like a single cell organisms or some other organisms. So how optical microscope works means the optical microscope use a visible light. You can notice there is a concave mirror is fitted in the bottom of the microscope. Then the concave mirror that allows the light to fall, and then the light gets converged by the concave microscope through the specimen in the glass slide. Then the microscope is held. This is objective piece and the eyepiece is held here. Then we can observe through our eye. Okay, here which light helps to enlarge the object? Visible light. So the visible light that helps to enlarge the image of the specimen in this slide, glass slide. So the single cell organism is taken in the glass slide. So concave mirror that converts the light rays. Then the two lenses are used. This is objective lens, this is eye lens. Then it enlarges. Okay, so it has some resolution, but the resolution also limited. Suppose you have a thing which is very smaller than micrometer. Micrometer size, can we use optical microscope? No, because optical microscope use only the visible light. The range from 3000 angstrom to 7,800 angstrom, 3,800 angstrom to 7,800 angstrom. This is for VIBGYOR, violet, indigo, blue, green, yellow, orange, red. So the resolution up to this, but like you want to estimate the size of an atom or size of a molecule or size of the nucleus, we cannot use optical microscope, because the optical microscope have a limitation up to this alone. But the size is less than micrometer. Micrometer size estimate we cannot use optical microscope. For that we will use the electron microscope. So the electron microscope is used to estimate the size less than micrometer, even up to angstrom. Okay, angstrom means 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So how electron beams are used? Instead of visible light, they use the electron beams, but directly we cannot observe through our eyepiece. So in this electron microscope, there is a detector that receives the scattered beam from the specimen. Then that will analyze detailedly. Then finally it shows on the display. We may take it in the form of print, or else we may observe on a display. So that is a very important thing in the electron microscope. So electron microscope is used to estimate the size of a molecule, even an atom and a nucleus. Even an atom and a nucleus can be observed under electron microscope. Even some virus also will be visible. We can observe the virus detailed manner through electron microscope. Okay. So comparing optical microscope, electron microscope have a greater accuracy. First two things we saw meter scale. Meter scale has some limitations, and then vernier caliper. After vernier caliper, the accuracy, greater accuracy is screw gauge or the spirometer. After that, microscope. After microscope, electron microscope. So, namakku size vandu நம்ம இன்னும் ரொம்ப depth observe பண்ணனும். நமக்கு electron microscope is the best one. So now using electron microscope, not only electron microscope, generally our aim is to determine the size of very small distance, like going to estimate the size of a molecule. But nowadays, tunneling microscopes are used in some research field. STEM and TEM. STEM means it is not a semester, it is a scanning electron microscope. Similarly, TEM means tunneling electron microscope. So these are the two microscopes used nowadays in a research field to observe the many things in a detailed manner. That is, many small things in a detailed manner. ரொம்ப கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாத சின்னதா இருக்கிறது எல்லாத்துக்கும் ரொம்ப டீடைலா அப்சர்வ் பண்ணனும்னா we can use these two instruments. One is a scanning electron microscope, another one is tunneling electron microscope. Okay. Now the next topic. நமக்கு இந்த மூணு fundamental quantityயுமே நம்ம பார்க்க போறது என்னன்னா like length, mass, time ரெண்டுலயுமே how to estimate the larger distance, how to estimate the smaller distance. Last class we had discussed how to estimate the larger distance. Now estimation of very small distance. For that, a simple experiment. The aim of the experiment is to estimate. We are going to estimate the size of a molecule. Size of a molecule. So how to estimate the size of a molecule? Now what type of molecule will take? So here in our aim will take oleic acid. Okay. What is the oleic acid? Oleum. Oleum is nothing but some soapy liquid. Soapy oily liquid. Actually oleum means it's like palm oil. You know palm oil, palm seed from the Indonesia. It is very famous. Indonesia only they harvest so much of palm oil. So oleum comes from the palm oil only. So our aim is to estimate the size of a molecule. To estimate the size of a molecule, here we will take oleic acid. Okay. So the simple method for estimating the molecular size of oleic acid, the oleic acid is a soapy liquid. Oleic acid is soapy liquid. Soapy liquids. Oleum means I said no palm oil mari irukku or substance. So how to do this experiment? Listen. Actually, the molecular size which we are determining up to nanometer. Nanometer means 10 to the power minus 9 meter. So how to do the experiment? It's a very simple thing. Listen. So first we'll take what we'll take. We'll take 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid. Oleic acid. 1 centimeter cube means 1 ml. Okay, 1 ml, only like 1 drop. So we'll take 1 ml of oleic acid. That 1 ml of oleic acid we are gradually dilute in a 20 centimeter cube of alcohol, because it can be dissolved in alcohol. This is oleic acid. This is alcohol. The amount of alcohol is 20 centimeter cube. Okay, which means it is mixed in this alcohol solution. Continuously you stir it and it completely dissolves. The oleic acid, 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid is completely dissolved in a 20 centimeter cube of oleic acid. After the dilution, from this you take 1 drop of oleic acid. So the diluted oleic acid. You take the diluted oleic acid, the same quantity 1 centimeter cube. Once again, in another one vessel contains another 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. So in the 20 centimeter cube of alcohol, once again you dissolve completely. So in the second time dilution, now you take freshly 1 drop. என்ன பண்ண போறோம்னா ரொம்ப சிம்பிளான விஷயம். நம்மளோட aim என்னன்னா we are going to estimate the size of a molecule. That is to estimate the smaller distance. So அதுக்கு நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிற substance oleum, the oleic acid. The oleum means a soapy oily liquid. Okay, like palm oil. So first நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிட்டது 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid. அந்த 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid 20 centimeter cube of alcohol ல dissolve பண்ணி dilute பண்ணிட்டோம். After dissolving, from that we'll take the diluted oleic acid. First diluted oleic acid ல ஒரு drop எடுத்துட்டு அதை இன்னொரு 20 centimeter cube of alcohol ல second time dilute பண்றோம். இப்ப second time dilute பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் இதில இருந்து ஒரு drop எடுத்துட்டு there is a vessel, a trough, not a vessel, there is a trough. The trough containing water. On the water Okay, you sprinkle lycopodium powder. What powder? Lycopodium powder. Lycopodium powder. You sprinkle the lycopodium powder. After sprinkle the lycopodium powder, in the second time dilute ஆனதுல ஒரு drop எடுத்து விடுறோம். அந்த ஒரு drop எடுத்து விட்டோனே நமக்கு ஒரு monomolecular layer form ஆகும். It forms monomolecular layer. Monomolecular layer. After forming the monomolecular layer, the thickness to be estimated. So now this is the layer which forms. நம்ம அந்த lycopodium powderல இப்படி வெளியில ஸ்ப்ரெட் ஆயிரும், நமக்கு ஒரு லேயர் ஃபார்ம் ஆகும். ஸோ அப்போ அந்த சர்க்குலர் லேயர் ஃபார்ம் ஆகும். ஸோ இந்த சர்க்குலர் லேயரோட திக்னஸை நம்ம எஸ்டிமேட் பண்ண போறோம். எதை வச்சுன்னா the microscope வச்சுட்டு. So now easily we can measure the thickness of the, not only the diameter, also the thickness of the monomolecular layer. So from the how to estimate the thickness? Listen. For that, we'll take the following steps, the following procedures. The volume of the liquid taken is, what is the volume of the liquid? The volume of oleic acid is, we don't know. We may leave some other drops. நமக்கு அந்த liquid layer form ஆகிறதுக்கு நம்ம இன்னொரு 2 or 3 drops கூட விட்டுருப்போம். So the volume of number of drops is n into V. So n into V centimeter cube. Okay. So oleic acid in this solution, what is the amount of oleic acid in the solution? Oleic acid in the solution is, what is the amount of oleic acid in the solution? Double concentration, no? Double dilution, no? So நம்ம எடுத்துட்டு ஒரு drop, அதை first ஒரு 20 centimeter cube alcohol dissolve பண்ணிட்டு அதை dilute பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் மறுபடியும் இன்னொரு 20 centimeter cube alcohol எடுத்து பண்ணிருக்கோம். So from the total volume, this is the concentration solution, oleic acid oda concentration in the solution. But our aim is to determine what? The monomolecular layer. So our aim is to estimate the size. The size means thickness. Our aim is to estimate the thickness of the molecule oleic acid. What is the thickness? We know the formula. Volume is equal to area into thickness. Volume is equal to area into thickness, but we want thickness. Therefore, thickness is, what is the thickness? Thickness is equal to volume of the liquid divided by area. So what is the volume? Already we know the volume. What is the volume? Already we know the volume. Then volume is NV divided by 20 into 20 centimeter cube divided by area, no? Area, what is the unit? It is centimeter square. So after the simplifications, we'll get the centimeter square and centimeter cube cancel away. Therefore, the thickness of the thin film is NV divided by 20 into 20 into 1 by area centimeter in a square cube cancel out. So we have calculated the thickness of the molecules, molecular size, monomolecular layer. Mainly we have to form the monomolecular layer. திரும்பவும் சொல்றேன், கேர்ஃபுல்லா கவனிங்க. நமக்கு ஸ்மாலர் டிஸ்டன்ஸ் தான் எஸ்டிமேட் பண்ண போறோம். இங்க நம்ம எக்ஸாம்பிளுக்கு எடுத்துக்கிட்டது oleic acid. So oleic acid ஓட thickness, I mean monomolecular layer form பண்றது தான் நம்மளோட aim. So to estimate the size of the molecule, that is to form the monomolecular layer, how to do the procedure? First we will take oleic acid. Oleum means oleum. It is a soapy oily liquid. It's a type of oil. Okay, like example palm oil. So we will take 1 centimeter cube of oleic acid that is diluted in 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. After dilution, from that we will take 1 drop of diluted oleic acid. That 1 drop of diluted oleic acid is second time dissolved in another 20 centimeter cube of alcohol. From this we will take 1 drop. Okay, that drop is left on the trough containing water. On the water surface நம்ம மேல என்னத்தை sprinkle பண்ணிருக்கோம்னா lycopodium powder. Lycopodium எப்படி இருக்கும்னா it's like it's a type of mosses you can see in the hill stations. Ooty, Kodaikanal, on the rock surface there is algae-like things formed. So adanoda oru type down. It's a plant material, the lycopodium powder. If you inhale, you may suffer a breathing difficulty also because it is a very fine powder. So the lycopodium, just you sprinkle on the water surface. After that, you leave one drop, then it forms a monomolecular layer. So our main aim is the monomolecular layer. This monomolecular layer thickness only we are going to determine. How to find the thickness? First, we'll take the volume. What is the volume of the liquid? We know, நமக்கு result correct வரணும்ங்கிறதுக்காக we may leave some more drops in the solution ல some more drops விட்டுருப்போம். So volume is number of drops into the volume. அதுல ஒலிக் ஆசிட் அந்த சொல்யூஷன்ல எவ்வளவு இருக்குன்னா நம்ம எடுத்துக்கிட்டது ஒரு drop தான். அந்த ஒரு drop first ஒரு ஆல்கஹால்ல டிசால்வ் பண்ணிட்டு மறுபடியும் ஆல்கஹால்ல டிசால்வ் பண்ணுவோம். 2 times dissolved, double diluted. So we know the formula, volume is equal to area into thickness. Volume is equal to area into thickness. Therefore thickness is equal to volume by area. Volume already we got divided by area. So centimeter cube divided by area unit is centimeter square. So both cancel away. Finally we got this value. So we got the thickness of the monomolecular layer. So this is how we can estimate the size of an atom, size of a molecule in some nanometer, some angstrom, some fermimeter. Angstrom means 10 to the power minus 10 meter. Fermimeter means 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Generally, angstrom is the size of an atom and fermimeter is the size of a nucleus. Because nucleus is very smaller than an atom. Now moving to the next topic. Okay, now we are going to check the range of some length. We know in the universe some things which are unable to cover by eye, which are very larger and larger. Even it extending the universe. But some things which are very small and it's not visible in our eye. So that smaller things also there. So what are the length, shorter length? Similarly, what are the larger length? So the range of length, it is between 10 to the power 26 meter to 10 to the power 14 meter, or we can say it is from 10 to the power 14 meter to 10 to the power 26 meter. Here the 10 to the power 14 meter, it is belongs to the size of a nucleus. The 10 to the power 14 meter, this belongs to nuclear size. This belongs to the nuclear size. We know in an atom, nucleus is at the center, which is made up of the tiny particles like protons and neutrons. Okay, so the nuclear size is some fermimeter. Similarly, 10 to the power 26 is it is in the size of the universe. Okay, size of universe. Okay, now the smaller length and larger length. Some smaller length and larger lengths are listed in our book. So the smaller length, first one is fermimeter. 1 Fermi. 1 Fermi means fermimeter, which is equal to 10 to the power minus 15 meter. This is one short length. Another one short length is angstrom. 1 angstrom is denoted as 1 degree. So engengla a power small 0 irukku adellame 10 to the power minus 10 meter. So this is the size of an atom. So this is atomic size. This is nuclear size, 10 to the power minus 15 meter. Fermi is for a nucleus and angstrom is for an atom. Similarly, to measure the larger length, we have these three things. So what are the three things, three different lengths used to measure the larger length? In the first one is astronomical unit. What is an astronomical unit? It is the mean distance between the center of Earth to center of the Sun. It is the mean distance between, this is our Earth. This is our Earth. And this is the Sun. So from the center of Earth to center of Sun, what is the distance? It is equal to 1 astronomical unit. And the values are already measured by scientists and it is given. It is a 1.496 into 10 to the power 11 meter. 1.496 into 10 to the power 11 meter. It is the average mean distance between the center of Earth to center of Sun. Next one is light year. What is called a light year? Already lower classes you may study in your 9th or 10th standard. I have some laser torch. Imagine I have some laser torch, and the particular date, we may think it is a May 30, or not May 30, it is a May 30, we'll consider. May 30, 2021, time is 3 o'clock afternoon. So I have a laser torch, powerful laser torch. Just I flash the laser beam for a second. For a second, just I flash the laser beam. The laser light travels with the speed of light. What is the speed of light? See, actually this is the definition of parsec. 1 parsecond. But now we are going to discuss about the light year. So light year is a distance traveled by light in 1 year. I'll explain now. It is a distance traveled by a light in 1 year. Distance traveled by light in 1 year. Like there is a laser beam. I projected the laser beam. The laser beam travels per second at the speed of 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. Already I said in the first class. So the speed of light in a vacuum or in any transparent medium, எவ்வளவு தூரம் போகும்னா லைட்டோட ஸ்பீடு ஒரு செகண்டுக்கு 3 lakhs கிலோமீட்டர் போகும். அப்படியே அந்த லைட் ஒரு வருஷம் கண்டினியூ பண்ணிச்சுன்னா எவ்வளவு டிஸ்டன்ஸ் டிராவல் பண்ணிருக்கும், புரியுதுங்களா? ஸோ இவ்வளோ ஸ்பீடு இருக்க லைட்டு ஒரு செகண்டுக்கு இவ்வளோ ஸ்பீட் போகுதுன்னா 1 இயருக்கு எவ்வளோ ஸ்பீட் போகும்? 1 இயருக்கு வாட் இஸ் ஸ்பீட்? திஸ் இஸ் per second. 1 இயருக்கு 365.25 days and 1 day it's a 24 hours. 1 hour it is 60 minutes and 1 minute it is 60 seconds. So second and second cancel. Then after multiplying all this, we'll get the light year. It is 9.467 into 10 to the power 15 meter. It is 9.467 into 10 to the power 15 meter. This is the value of 1 light year. So what is a light year? It is a distance traveled by light in 1 year. There is a light beam. The light beam, this is the speed of light beam. 1 செகண்டுக்கு லைட்டோட ஸ்பீட் இதுனா ஒரு வருஷத்துக்கு எவ்வளவு தூரம் போகும்? 1 இயருக்கு எவ்வளவு தூரம் போகும்? So distance traveled by light in 1 year. So 1 year 365.25 days, 1 day 24 hours, 1 hour 60 minutes, 1 minute 60 seconds. So second and second cancel. After multiplying all this, this is the light year. Okay. So light year means distance traveled by light in 1 year. Even if you want to travel the star which is visible in the space, even you need to travel some light years. Where it's very imaginable to think the speed of human being in light year. Okay. So ஒரு செகண்டுக்கு லைட் வந்து எர்த் 7.5 times ரொட்டேட் ஆகும். அப்படியே 1 இயருக்கு போச்சுன்னா, சப்போஸ் லைட் நம்ம ஃபிளாஷ் பண்ணிவிட்டு அது பாட்டுக்கு போயிட்டே இருக்கு, ஒரு செகண்டுக்கு 3 lakhs கிலோமீட்டர், அடுத்த ஒரு செகண்ட்ல இன்னொரு 3 lakhs கிலோமீட்டர், இப்படியே ஒரு வருஷத்துக்கு 1 இயருக்கு எவ்வளவு தூரம் அந்த லைட் போயிருக்கும்? இவ்வளவு தூரம் போயிருக்கும். 9.467 into 10 to the power 15 meter. This is the value of 1 light year. Okay. And then third one is parsec. What is the parsec? The parsec is nothing but the average radius of earth orbit substance at an angle of 1 arc second. So 1 arc second la earth oda radius evlo substance ஆயிட்டு இருக்கும்னு சொல்றதா 1 arc second. And this value also given is 3.08 into 10 to the power 18 meter. So the standard value is given already. It is 3.08 into 10 to the power 16 meter, not 18, it is 16. So light year in the value in Navigo. You see, comparing light year, this value is still larger. So astronomical unit is the average distance between the center of sun to center of earth. This is astronomical unit. Astronomical unit is light year adhigam, light year is parsec adhigam. So these are the three different lengths to measure the larger length. Okay. Next, we are going to discuss how to estimate the masses. So length topic is over. So as I said already, the range to measure the smaller length நம்மளால இது வரைக்கும் மெஷர் பண்ண முடியும். அதே மாதிரி நம்மளோட யூனிவர்ஸோட சைஸ் பாத்தீங்கன்னா இவ்வளவு வரைக்கும் எக்ஸ்டெண்ட் ஆயிருக்கு. இது ஸ்மாலர் லென்த்துக்கானது, இது லார்ஜர் டிஸ்டன்ஸ்க்கானது. நெக்ஸ்ட் ஒன் about the mass. The second physical quantity is the mass. How to estimate the mass? how to estimate the mass? Mass is a type of fundamental quantity. Okay. So how to measure the mass? Generally, the mass of a body is measured in kilograms. Mass of a body is measured in kilogram. Kilogram is a sufficient unit to estimate to measure the mass. Mass is a fundamental quantity. It is nothing but amount of matter contained in the body. Around us, everything is made up of some mass only. Everything is made up of an atom, and it's a solid, liquid, or gas. Everything is made up of some atoms. So it has some mass. Even electron has a mass. Atom also invisible. That atom contains an electron, proton, neutron. That also have a mass. So the mass is one type of fundamental quantity. It is measured in the unit kilogram. But நமக்கு கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாத சின்னதா இருக்கு, like a small dust. You want to estimate the small size of an atom. You want to estimate the size of a mass of a dust particles, or a mass of a bacteria, or mass of an algae. Can you use a kilogram? So you have one Euglena or Paramecium, like single cell organism, some single cell organism. So you want to estimate the mass of the single cell organism. Can you use kilogram as a unit? No, kilogram is not sufficient. So to estimate such a smaller thing, mass, we'll use a special unit. So kilogram is not sufficient. For smaller mass, we'll use the unit atomic mass unit. Atomic mass unit. Okay, which is equal to 1 unit. This definition already I gave. So what is its definition? Atomic mass unit is nothing but it is 1/12th of the atomic mass unit is nothing but 1/12th of the mass of an atom. 1/12th of the mass of carbon-612 atom. Includes mass of an electron too. That includes the mass of an electron too. நமக்கு ரேடியோ கார்பன் இருக்கு இல்லையா, ரேடியோ கார்பன்ல 1/12th மாஸ்ல எவ்வளவு நம்பர் ஆஃப் என்டிட்டிஸ் இருக்கோ அதுதான் 1 அட்டாமிக் மாஸ் யூனிட்க்கு ஈக்குவல். So this 1 atomic mass unit is equal to 1 unified, that is 1 unified atomic mass unit is equal to 1.67 into 10 to the power minus 27 kilogram. So this is the value of 1 atomic mass unit. They round up, but I didn't round up. In a book they given 1.66. Some cases we may use 1.67 also. This is the value of 1 unified atomic mass unit to estimate the smaller mass. Okay. Then generally we'll use the device to measure the mass. There are two things. One is the physical balance. Okay. Another one is spring balance. What is the difference between physical balance and spring balance? Where it uses? Physical balance is used to estimate the mass, whereas the spring balance used to estimate the weight. Now my question, mass and weight both are the same? Are they both same? No, it's totally different. The mass is always constant. It does not change from place to place. But weight varies from place to place. Okay? Imagine in a school I have a PT room, and the PT room have some weighing machines. So using weighing machines only PT teacher measure your body weight. No? Now take a weighing machine, take it into the lift. Okay? Now lift is not moving. So place the weighing machines and stand upon the weighing machine. It shows your body weight. Okay? Your body weight is now 60 kilogram. Example, your body weight is now 60 kilogram. Now you press the button, lift button, you are going to the top floor, okay, like 6th floor or 10th floor. When a lift is moving upward, the gravity pulls your body. At the time what happens? There is a change in the weight in the weighing machines, or there is no change? Surely there is a change. What will happen? When the lift moves upward, your body pulls down, so weight is increases. Okay, when a lift moves upwards, the weight is increases. Suppose now you reach the top floor, again you are coming return back to the ground floor. When the lift is moving downwards, the weight is reduces, not more, just little. Suppose there is some problem in the wire. The lift wire is disconnected. Lift wire na the cable, no? Yes, the cable. Suddenly the lift fall like a free fall mari viligudu. So free fall mari viligudu. So அப்படி lift free fall mari விழுகிறப்போ இப்போ weighing machine value என்னவா இருக்கும்? 60 no 0. Okay, so in the absence of air resistance, all the bodies falls in the same acceleration நம்ம பார்த்திருக்கோம். So free fall acceleration 0. So அப்போ weight change from place to place. இப்போ என்ன பண்றீங்கன்னா அதே weighing machine இப்போ like you got an opportunity like some astronauts, they're going to moon. Now we are in the moon. On a moon, yes, your weight is 60 kg. Now you reach the moon. Again you check your body weight with the weighing machine, but there it shows only 10 kg. Comparing Earth and the moon, it reduces 6 times. So on the moon your weight is not 60 kg, it reduces 6 times. So there your weight is only 10 kg. That's what the astronauts wear a heavy suits, space suits. Then only they are unable to walk, or otherwise they may float. Okay, the heavy suits prevent the body to overcome the pressure variations. That's why they wear a thick space suits. Okay, but Mars is nothing but amount of matter contained in it. It remains same. மூணுக்கு போனாலும் நீயா தான் இருப்ப, உன்னோட physical structures மாறாது. Okay, but உன்னோட weight vary ஆகும். So mass is constant, that can be measured by physical balance, but weight varies place to place due to the gravity. So it is measured by the spring balance. Okay. Okay. Now the continuity of the mass. So now already we have discussed the range of the length. The range of the length, it is from 10 to the power minus 14 meter to 10 to the power minus plus 26 meter. This is the size of a nucleus. This is observable size of the universe. Okay, smaller thing to larger things. Similarly, the mass range also in the universe from the mass of an electron to observable mass of the universe. This is the mass of electron. This is the mass of an electron, and this is the observable mass of universe. Okay, so இது நமக்கு கண்ணுக்கு தெரியாத சின்ன ஒரு எலக்ட்ரான், இது கண்ணால கவர் பண்ண முடியாத பெரிய யூனிவர்ஸோட மாஸ். ஓகே, so இது இதனோட ரேஞ்ச் முடிஞ்சது. நெக்ஸ்ட் டைம். So in a fundamental quantity, mass நம்ம length பத்தி பார்த்தாச்சு, mass பத்தி பார்த்தாச்சு. Next we are moving to time. So measurement of time. How to measure the time? Measurement of time. In earlier days, people used different clocks to measure the time. Sundial, fan clock, water clock. Okay, but it's not accuracy, it is just approximation only. And then they introduced after the sundial, fan clock, water clock and water clock, the technological revolution happens. Before the time itself, they introduced analog. So the analog watch or analog clock that uses the quartz crystal. In the quartz crystal, piezoelectric effect takes place. So piezoelectric effect is responsible for the time measuring in analog based classes that uses a quartz crystal. So in the quartz crystals, the metal plates are held and the charge is given through the cell. Then the periodic vibration takes place, not periodic vibrations, the vibration takes place in the quartz crystal, then the mechanism can be operated. But it has some error. To avoid the error, next they invented digital clocks. So the digital clocks have a greater accuracy. The digital clock uses LCD, that is liquid crystal display. It shows mostly binary numbers, 0, 1 based only. Okay, it uses the decimal system. It shows on the display. So on a calculator you can see that is the LCD only. For 0 it shows like this. For 6 it shows like this. For 7, so this is only the digital display it shows. So digital clocks also operate uses the LCD. Then it also has some errors. Then to bring all this time properly, now they brought the atomic clocks. While they introducing the SI system, they introduced the atomic clocks also. In atomic clocks, they use a cesium atom. So cesium atom 133, cesium 133 atom they'll use. So in the cesium 133 atom, the periodic vibration takes place. Periodic vibration takes place within the cesium atom. The periodic vibration that takes place within cesium atom. So it have a greater accuracy. So the accuracy is plus or minus 1 into 10 to the power minus 13, which means 1 photon, which is nothing but 1 photon 10 to the power 13. So it may gain or lose, C microsecond in every 1 year. அவ்வளவுதான் டைம் error, not more seconds, microsecondsல. So some எவ்வளவு microsecondsனா 3 microseconds ஒண்ணா gain அதிகமா போயிருக்கும், இல்லனா 3 microseconds கம்மியா போயிருக்கும். So இது எல்லாத்தையும் கம்பேர் பண்றப்போ நமக்கு பெஸ்ட் ஒன் அட்டாமிக் கிளாக்ஸ். ஸோ இந்த அட்டாமிக் கிளாக்ஸ் எங்க இருக்குன்னா நம்ம இந்தியாவில் ஒவ்வொரு கண்ட்ரிலையும் அவங்களோட பிசிக்கல் லெபார்டரியில் இருக்கு. இந்தியாவில் நேஷனல் பிசிக்கல் லெபார்டரி அகமதாபாத். ஸோ அங்கே நமக்கு அட்டாமிக் கிளாக்ஸ் இருக்கு. ஸோ அங்கிருந்து தான் நமக்கு இந்தியன் ஸ்டாண்டர்ட் டைமே கால்குலேட் பண்ணுவாங்க. பட் ஆல் ஓவர் த வேர்ல்டு அவங்களோட டைம் எதை ஃபாலோ பண்ணிருக்கோம்னா கிரீன்விச் மீன் டைம். நம்ம கிரீன்விச் மீன் டைமை கம்பேர் பண்றப்போ நம்ம ஃபார்வர்டில் போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். 5.5 hours நம்ம ஃபார்வர்டில் போயிட்டு இருக்கோம். நமக்கு ஏர்போர்ட்ல பார்த்தோம்னா நமக்கு டிஃப்ரெண்ட் கிளாக்ஸ் இருக்கும். ஒவ்வொரு கிளாக்லயும் ஒரு டைம் ஓடும். ஒவ்வொரு கிளாக்கு பக்கத்துலயும் மென்ஷன் பண்ணிருப்பாங்க இந்தியா, இட்டாலி, யூகே, யூஎஸ், ஜப்பான், சைனா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு, ரஷ்யா அப்படின்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒவ்வொரு கிளாக்லயும் ஒரு டைம் ஓடும். அது எல்லாமே எந்த டைமை பேஸ் பண்ணி வருதுன்னா இந்த டைமை பேஸ் பண்ணி. அப்ப நம்ம இந்தியாவோட டைம் இட்ஸ் கிரீன்விச் மீன் டைம். நமக்கு இப்போ வந்து டைம் 2 o'clock இருக்கு அப்படின்னா லண்டன் கிரீன்விச் லண்டன்ல இருக்கவங்களுக்கு வந்து நம்மளை விட 5.5 hours பின்னாடி. அவங்க வந்து இன்னும் காலையில நமக்கு 2 இருக்கப்போ அவங்களுக்கு என்ன டைம் இருக்கும், தென் இன்னொரு 3.5 ஒரு 10:30 இருக்குன்னா 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30 இல்லை இருக்காது, 8:30 வச்சுக்கலாம். 8:30 இருந்தா 5.5 hours ஆட் பண்ணுங்க. 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2 கரெக்ட். அப்போ நமக்கு ஆஃப்டர்நூன் 2 o'clock இருக்கிறப்போ லண்டன்ல என்னவா இருக்கும் 8:30 AM இருக்கும். நமக்கு ஆஃப்டர்நூன் இந்த டைம்ல நமக்கு 2 o'clock இருக்கிறப்ப அதே டைம்ல லண்டன் அப்பதான் எந்திரிச்சு பிரேக்ஃபாஸ்ட் சாப்பிட்டு ஜாபுக்கு எல்லாத்துக்கும் ஒர்க்குக்கு ரெடி ஆயிட்டு இருப்பாங்க. புரிஞ்சுதுங்களா? ஸோ வி ஆர் லீடிங் இன் அவர் டைம். ஜிஎம்டி கம்பேர் பண்றப்போ IST is plus 5.5 hours. IST is plus 5.5 hours. பட் இந்த பக்கம் போனீங்கன்னா நமக்கு if you go towards China, Japan பாத்தீங்கன்னா நாம lagging, நம்மளோட time is lagging. Okay, so atomic clocks have a greater accuracy because the periodic vibration takes place within a cesium atom. How much vibration takes place that already we discussed in the fundamental quantity. So it may gain or lose how much? It may gain or lose 3 microseconds in 1 year. இவ்வளவுதான் டைம் எரர். பட் இதுலனா எரர்ஸ் அதிகமா இருக்கும். ஓகே, இப்போ பார்த்தோம்னா நெக்ஸ்ட் ரேஞ்ச் ஆஃப் டைம் பார்த்தோம்னாலும் இப்போ ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு பசில் மாதிரி இருக்கும் பாருங்க. இப்போ நம்ம ரேஷியோ எடுக்க போறோம். எதுக்குன்னா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் லென்த்துக்கு. லென்த்தோட ரேஞ்ச் வந்து எதுல இருக்கு? ரேஷியோ ஆஃப் லென்த் எடுக்க போறோம். ரேஷியோ ஆஃப் லென்த் இதுல எது ரெண்டுக்கான ரேஷியோ எடுக்க போறோம்னா மேக்ஸ் லார்ஜர் டிஸ்டன்ஸ்க்கும் ஸ்மாலர் டிஸ்டன்ஸ்க்கும் ரேஷியோ எடுத்தோம்னா என்ன வரும்? approximately it comes 10 to the power 41 times. இதே மாதிரி மாஸ் கேடுங்க ரேஷியோ between larger mass that is 55 kilogram to smaller mass that is electron mass, which comes approximately 10 to the power 84 times, that is approximately equal to 10 to the power 41 the whole square. இங்கேயும் 41ங்கிற நம்பர் வந்திருக்கு, இங்கேயும் நமக்கு 41ங்கிற நம்பர் வந்திருக்கு. அதே மாதிரி டைம்ல நம்ம பார்த்தோம் இல்லையா 10 to the power minus 13 seconds அந்த டைம் இது வந்து ஸ்மாலர் டைம் இன்டர்வல். அதே மாதிரி லார்ஜர் டைம் இன்டர்வலுக்கு ஒரு ரேஷியோ எடுத்தோம்னா அங்கேயும் நமக்கு 10 to the power 41ங்கிற ஒரு நம்பர். ஸோ அப்போ இங்கேயும் 41ங்கிற நம்பர் ரிப்பீட் ஆயிருக்கு. அப்போ ஃபண்டமெண்டல் குவான்டிட்டி எல்லாத்துலயும் ஒரு கோஇன்சிடென்ஸ் இருக்கு பாருங்க, லென்த்ல, மாஸ்ல as well as the time. இது ஜஸ்ட் ஒரு கோஇன்சிடென்ஸ். ஓகே, remaining we'll see now.